everyone, welcome back to the Geekvolution Omnibus. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Eric.
Eric, it's Omnibus 14, and we're working on our new 3-week rotation. But it feels like we just did this last week, right? I don't know where those 3 weeks went, but here we are, back to the Geekvolution Omnibus. A little bit of house cleaning stuff before we get started. Like I said, we're doing the Omnibus now every 3 weeks, and we are still doing the monthly requests. We're going to do our best to keep those monthly. That is my plan right now. It could get to where it's going to have to be every other show. Right now, I'm going to try to commit to that. So if that changes, you've been forewarned. This is a good problem to have. We just have way more of these than we expected to get. Right now, we've got 9 regular patrons that are requesting monthly, and then we have, tonight, a couple of one-time requests. Even, so I'm still getting some of those. So, and we've got a couple of guys doing the $50 rewind requests, so those are in the queue, or at least one of those is in the queue. We've got a new guy. I have no idea what he even wants yet, so that'll be exciting. Good thing I like surprises, Eric.
Yeah.
But anyway, so if you are currently at that tier and you are not getting something requested tonight, don't worry, you will be on the next show. And the way I'll have to do this for right now is everybody will be 2 shows in a row and then off one, unless that ends up being just way too overwhelming. Something else to keep in mind is that I have a baby coming in 4 weeks. 1 month from today, as we're recording this.
We're an omnibus, as we keep track of time. And we have a baby coming in an omnibus.
That's right, plus a week. Yeah, exactly. So, again, I'm going to try to keep to everything as well as I can, but just bear with me and be patient, because when you have a baby in the house, it changes everything. And Eric and I are planning on continuing the omnibus through that as best as we can, but there may be weeks where there's a little bit less on the show because of that. But
you should keep track of their age through omnibuses. Like, it's always like, how old are they? Like 8 omnibuses old.
And people would be like, what in the world does that mean? And it's like, well, and the funny thing is, the way we measure time with that now is different than it was even a few months ago. If we'd said that before, the number would be much higher.
Yep.
So anyway, that's how things are going right now with the Omnibus. We just have so much content that we're posting right now that I need 3 weeks just to post every video. Eric, we still have a couple of videos from last Omnibus that aren't even live yet, because I'm putting out so much stuff and I don't want too many videos a day. Also doing a lot of live streaming right now with video games. That's been going great. I'm 4 hours into Arkham Asylum, which probably puts me not nearly as far as most people would be in 4 hours into Arkham Asylum. Also, Brandon and I have 2 hours into Deadpool, which is most certainly not as far as most people would get 2 hours into that game.
I mean, you're probably further than 4 hours than I would be in Arkham.
Maybe, but that's only because I've played it before.
That's fair.
But anyway, those are going really well. People are on Patreon are asking about Morphin Mania. Eric and I have just been busy with stuff and haven't gotten back to that.
Yeah, the problem is there's so much for us to watch. We only have so much time together. And so, like, Luke Cage won't be covered here, but we've been watching Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And we have all the requests, although I didn't actually watch a lot of the requests.
This time you didn't do a whole lot
with
requests, but
it's difficult. It's difficult to prioritize something from a year later.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
We have all this stuff right now. We're working on it.
Well, and usually with Mania, we take off everything in order to do them, which is how we've been able to do that before.
That's true.
Power Rangers, that wouldn't make sense to do because we were going to do so much of it. So we're going to try. We're going to have to figure out a plan to make it happen. We announced it. We've made a few. It would be really dumb to just drop it and not do it. And also importantly, doing this. I always wanted to go through all the Power Rangers in some way, and Eric suggesting this is how we're doing it instead of the way I was going to do it. So I really want to get through it that way because I was really excited about that. So we will figure that out, but nobody panic because it's not even supposed to start until next year. But there are people on Patreon that are like, "Where is that show?" Because we're giving it to them.
Wait, have you posted all the ones we shot?
There's a couple I haven't posted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've actually done more than you've seen.
That's true. Yeah, we have. But anyway, so we will try to get back to that this week if we can, or in a couple weeks, because we do need to finish Luke Cage. Also, we've got Death of Superman coming. That's probably this week, because it's digital already. People keep asking me about it. People have seen it. Okay. So that must be one of those that's digital already. Because you remember, we always hear from people that are like, when are you going to review this?
Except for Suicide Squad, which was great. No one asked us about that one.
Somebody sent me a message today and said Death of Superman is the best thing they've done. and I have a hard time believing that.
Yeah, but I also hear people tell me that about all 3 of their Batman movies. Like, I don't trust anyone when it comes to DC animated universe. I don't trust myself.
The Superhero Rewind podcast is finally back on Podbean, so check that out if you prefer to listen to that in MP3 form and download it. So that's on, like I said, podbean.com. And then I wanted to mention t-shirts, because I keep forgetting to talk about that, but we have all of Danny Nixon's designs, or the majority of them, as in t-shirt forms. You can also get them as mugs and posters and all kinds of cool things. Yeah, it's true.
Just don't get it this dark, because you
black.
can't read these words.
Because it looks like it just has the word insane on it, and then like a place of business.
It's really unfortunate because you can't tell on the screen. When you look at the shirt on the screen, you can read the words. Nothing tells you that you can't read. Don't get this one in black, because you just get.
That's insane. Unfortunate. Yeah. So anything that looks like it has black ink probably don't get in black. But anyway, redbubble.com. I'll put a link in the description for that. The next Rewind I'm shooting to get out next week. It's going to be the first season of Daredevil, so look forward to that. That was requested by Malik Myers, and we've got Ant-Man at the queue, or will be added to the queue when we get to the $600 goal on Patreon. So if you're not a patron right now and you want to help us out and help us get to that goal, that will add Ant-Man to the queue, and that'll be 3 or 4 down the road. I got to do the top 50 performances video after Daredevil. I almost did it again. I almost said Deadpool. And then I have to... Oh, you know what's really funny? So... Let me set this up for people that don't know about this. When we did You Are Deadpool last Omnibus 3 weeks ago, which I don't believe, but apparently that was 3 weeks ago, I kept, whenever I meant to say Daredevil, I kept saying Deadpool, and Eric kept correcting me, and I kept in my mind thinking I was saying the right thing. I went back on a whim. Sometimes I'll see related videos and I'll be like, oh, I made that 6 years ago. I wonder what that looked like, and I'll click on it. And it was like the second volume of Deadpool Classic, and I called it Daredevil Classic in the video. This is apparently a thing I've been doing for years on accident.
Well, they're both red. They both have D's.
Yeah, I guess. And so there's just all these people in the comments that were like, Daredevil Classic, eh? And yeah, apparently people don't really change. You know, we always talk about how we're different moment to moment. Apparently not. Apparently we don't change as much as I thought that we did. But anyway, so we are really close to that $600 goal, so help us out if you are so inclined. You get a lot of cool things for the $2 tier. Just that bottom $2 tier, including early rewinds and early Counting Crypto Freaks, theoretically early Morphin Manias, and also episodes of Geekvolution After Dark. And a brand new one of those just went up, so go check it out. That is Eric and I talking about things that we not only would never talk about on the channel, but have never talked about on After Dark. And spent a long time just not even avoiding so much as just it never came up. And there were a couple things people have been asking us to talk about that we finally tackled on that. And I guess I don't mind saying, because you can go, if you want to go become a patron and find out. We talked about religion on that show. We've never done anything really about religion on that, but we got a bunch of questions, you know, where do you guys sit on that? And I was like, I guess I'll talk about that with the Patreon audience. So yeah. So I think we had a really good discussion on that.
I agree.
So that's what's going on there. Luke Cage, as we said, next Omnibus, and
we are 3 episodes in, 4 episodes in.
3. We've watched 3.
We've watched 3 episodes.
We're about to go on to the next one. Yeah. So far, we're both cautiously optimistic, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a little rocky, but I have a good feeling. I'm hoping it works out.
I don't feel like I did at this point with Jessica Jones.
No, but that makes me hope that it's a more consistent, like not the best thing ever, but still good.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Not we were able to make like 3 great episodes, and then it just kind of.
No, but I remembered it being 2, and then the third me going, Yeah. That's what I remember from Jessica Jones. I'm not there yet with Luke Cage. I'm not going,
4 episodes?
Was it? Maybe
yeah,
I'm remembering the number wrong. And it's so arbitrary because these things are kind of formulated as 13-episode movies, even if they're stretched. So, like, you know, the number only matters in, like, you know, percentage of the way through.
Before it drops off and becomes bad.
Yeah, that's all that really matters. Because I mean, like, yeah, you have episodes that feel more like self-contained things than others, but you know, by and large, it's kind of one big.
Yeah.
So especially when we just keep jumping around to different characters, and it's hardly just the Luke Cage show or just the Jessica Jones show.
So far it's good. My biggest problem is I don't think we're with Luke enough. We're not in his head enough. it feels like it's a show about Luke Cage, but not through his perspective. But
so far, well, we're saying that.
Yeah,
less
we're
than
saying
4
that.
through.
Yeah, we're saying that 3. I'm saying that for 3 episodes. I don't know if you even agree with me as much as.
I just have such a wait and see attitude. I haven't even formulated an opinion yet. So.
But we're 3 episodes in, so next time.
Yep, next time.
Next time, baby.
And I'm excited about finishing it. And I will say I don't feel 3 episodes in like we're not getting enough done.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
Pacing feels pretty good so far.
Yep.
So
not as good as first season Luke Cage, but
right.
Those first like 7 episodes are like some of the best paced television I've ever watched.
Good God, yeah. But that's because that should have been a 6-episode show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, that's what's going on there. Also want to mention that I'm going to be, and I've talked about this before, but I'm going to be publishing my new novel at the end of the year, starting a new publishing arm of Geekvolution called Geekvolution Press, and I will be taking submissions soon to potentially publish other people's stuff on Geekvolution Press. My hope is to do one thing of my own a year and 1 or 2 things from other people a year. Hoping to start the Geekvolution writing workshop by August. Fingers crossed. I don't want to officially announce it yet because I've got a baby coming and I need to come up with like the right day to do that and whatever. And the way the workshop's going to work is and this is different than the ones I did in college, but it's the only way I'll have time to do it. I'll have people come with me in a Google Plus call and send me their manuscripts, and I will read samples of their manuscripts out loud because I think it's important to hear other people read your work so that you can get a sense of how other people are interpreting it, but also what it sounds like outside of your own head. I think that's really important. And a thing I learned when I was in writing school, it's really useful to hear somebody else read your own work. And so we would do that, and then I and the group would critique your work as we've heard it. And I would probably read it ahead of time, but I wouldn't require anybody else to because I don't expect anybody to actually do homework. So that's what we're going to do there. That's going to be at the $10 tier. It's going to be like club dues to do that, to do the workshop, and you can come in for 1 month or you can do it regularly. We're going to do it every month. And like I said, my hope is to get that started in August. So this is kind of a like semi-official announcement for that. But that's my hope right now. And don't think that just because you come to the workshop, it means that I'm going to publish whatever you're writing, and I'm not going to like take things just from the workshop to publish. So you don't have to you don't have to do the $10 donation in order to be considered for publishing, but that is a place to hone your craft. And then if you submit something outside of that and you're in that club, it doesn't mean you will get published, but it doesn't mean you won't get published either. So anyway, my hope is to do a couple of things a year, but what I'll be publishing will be books and collections of short stories. So if you're coming in just to do script writing, I will accept that probably for the monthly writing group, but I'm not going to be publishing scripts because that would be weird. And
that would be weird.
So that's my plan there. Anyway, anything you want to add? Any questions about that?
Don't expect Captain Logan to just say everything you do is great.
I
had him looked over something that I did.
I don't pull punches.
No.
I get trepidatious because I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but at the end of the day, I say what I have to say.
No.
But I don't know.
I still remember.
Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully it was helpful.
Remember. He one of the first things
You're never going to show me anything again, are you?
No, I will. When I finish, I'm like, no, I still remember one of the first things he said is, so you went to the comma store and bought nothing.
Did I say that?
You said that.
Wow, I feel bad about that. That hurts my... Wow! Burn! Anyway, did I really say that?
Yeah, no, those were your words. I wouldn't phrase a sentence like that.
I'm proud of that. I didn't remember saying it, but I'm very proud of it. Let's go on now to trivia. Tonight, Eric and I are going to play a little bit of Obsessed with Marvel. Have you ever seen this, Eric?
I want to say yes. I want to say we've played with it once
Maybe
or
we
twice.
have played with it once or twice. I don't think on camera.
No, I don't think so on camera.
I've got the Obsessed with Star Trek book. Maybe that's what you're thinking. Maybe we played with that at one point.
Maybe.
I forget.
I feel like when you first got it, we flipped through it.
Oh no, I got this well before you came here.
Okay. I feel like we flipped through it just to like see, and we were like, oh, some of these are legitimately hard questions.
Yeah.
But maybe that was the Star Trek one.
But they are legitimately hard. And I've got the TV one too, and that's impossible. I can't even play that. So what this does is it's got this little module, and you can set it to do random questions, which I did, and you can play it sort of like a video game where it keeps track of score for the both of us, Eric. So we're gonna play it up 5. So best of 5. We're gonna challenge each other, and I can't see the answers. Of course, they're in the module. So I'm going to be looking at the book, but it doesn't give me a leg up or anything. I'm not cheating.
Sure.
So would you like to be player 1 or 2, Eric?
I'll be player 1.
Why don't you be player 1?
Ready, player 1.
So it used to be hard for Eric to say those words, and then he saw the movie and quite liked it. So 1611. Okay, Eric.
The book doesn't exist. The story shall work.
Who was, Eric, the mysterious assassin in writer Steve Gerber's run on The Defenders?
Wait.
And I'm going to read you the
multiple choice.
But yes, it's multiple choice.
Because I think it might be Elf with a Gun, but that might be...
Elf with a Gun is one of the answers.
Richard
Rider, Elf with a Gun, One of the Bozos, or Fool Killer.
I'm going to say Elf with a Gun.
Wow. I would not have known that.
I might be wrong.
You are correct.
Yes!
Well done.
Elf with a Gun would show up one...
I'm scared. I'm horrified.
That's just weird knowledge I have. I've never read Steve Gerber's...
What the heck is Elf with a Gun? And it's lowercase.
Apparently...
It's in Elf with a Gun.
Yes,
it's not like Elf with a Gun, capital E.
This is actually a thing I heard Dan Slott talk about once.
Really?
Where apparently for like 3 years, there would be like 1 page an issue where someone opens the door and there's an elf with a gun there and it shoots them. And they just... It's not connected to the rest of the story for like 3 years. That's what I've been told. I don't know why I know that, other than Dan Slott mentioned it once and I remembered it.
What country is Mantis from? China, Japan, Vietnam, or Thailand? I don't know that because...
Can I guess?
In the movies...
You don't have to answer.
It's my thing, though. Like, I'm gonna...
After you answer.
Yeah. Because obviously in the movies, she's not from another country. But they did make her Asian, which I guess is kind of interesting. I never really thought about that. Because I didn't realize in the comics she was from an Asian nation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my first guess is Vietnam.
That would have been mine as well.
That's my first guess. I'm going to go with that.
Because I know when she was created.
I am right! It is 1-1, sir! Bam!
All right.
Okay.
She's created in the early 70s. Like, that's what we're thinking about.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. And there aren't a lot of Vietnamese characters in general.
Do you know who created her?
I don't.
It is,
you know everything.
Steve Englehart.
Of course he did, yeah. Is Guardians one of the things that he comes in and says, they got this from me?
No, it's the one thing, because he created Star-Lord. It is the one thing that he's like, yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with what I did, but it's great.
Does he like it?
Yeah.
What is distinctive about the Gol-Gol? I don't know what the Gol-Gol is. Do you know what Gol-Gol is?
Is that multiple choice?
G-U-L-G-O-L. It's all multiple choice.
Okay.
It's a module thing. I have to pick from A, B, C, or D.
Okay.
Gol. It does not sleep. It is said to be immune to magical attacks. It is feared by nightmare, or all answers are correct.
I'm gonna say it's immune to magical attacks.
And you would be incorrect. The answer is D. The answer is almost always D with a thing like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's not always the case, but almost always that's the case. Okay, 551. Which writer and artist first depicted Venom? That is...
Oh, you know that.
I'm just making sure. That should be Michelini and McFarlane, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in the lead. That won't last, but right now I'm in the lead. It's very exciting.
That's not true. I could get a bunch of weird questions like I just got.
That's true. That was a softball question if you're me. 483. Eric, who invented the original Spider Slayer robots? Alistair Smythe, Maria Madison, Robot Master, or Spencer Smythe? That's hard for me with comics because I know the 90s show with this.
I want to say Spencer Smythe.
That would have been my guess.
But Maria Madison
Oh.
marries J. Jonah Jameson,
Uh-huh.
and there's a whole thing about how Dan Slott cannot, every time she shows up, mention that she created the Spider Slayers. But I don't know if she created the Spider Slayers or was just involved. I'm going to go with Spencer Smythe, because that's what the 90s cartoon told me.
We'll see if they're right. You are right.
Okay. But there's something with Maria Madison and Spider Slayers that Dan Slott cannot stop bringing up.
Okay, I still have a chance to stay in the lead because Eric got one wrong and I haven't gotten one wrong yet, which is exciting for me, but will probably not last. Let's see how difficult 1677 is. Who is Cyclop?
Is 1677 the sequel to 1602?
Yes, it is.
Cyclops.
Cyclop with a K.
At the beginning or in the middle?
In the middle.
Okay.
Cyclop. Alternate Earth counterpart of Cyclops, insectoid servant of the dark gods, the space parasite or mythical Cyclops that battled Namor and Hercules. I'm gonna guess it's not D.
That's the one I would have guessed. For no reason.
I doubt it because, I mean, they would have had to have given that a weird, silly name with a K in the middle.
That's true.
Because that's like an actual mythical thing. It would be weird if they did that.
That's true.
I'm between B and C. It would be weird if that was an alternate Earth counterpart of Cyclops. That sounds like a made-up answer, right? I'm gonna go with Space Parasite. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go with Insectoid Servant of the Dark Gods.
That would have been my second.
I am right!
Way to go! Way to go!
Yes!
Who the doctor?
Let's call that an educated guess.
Who the dark gods are? I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't
I
begin
have
to tell
no
you
idea
that.
who the dark gods are.
1828. But I said it with conviction.
I assume Chthon is one of them, but I don't know.
Chthon?
Yeah, the big eye guy. He was a fighter in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, I forgot what his name was.
Yeah, he's like.
That was a really weird pick.
Yeah, he's like Marvel Cthulhu. He's the one that Carnage is going on and on about in the Carnage book that you read like 4 issues of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carnage is like the disciple of the acolyte of Chthon.
But that book had wonderful covers.
It did.
Who took over drawing Daredevil with issue 14 in '66? Wally Wood, John Romita Sr., Gene Colan, or Joe Orlando?
It's either Wally...
Can you do it, sir?
It's either Wally Wood or Gene Colan. But Wally Wood is only on Daredevil for like 3 issues, so I'm going to say Gene Colan.
All right. Let's see if he's right. He is not right.
Is it Wally Wood?
It is. It says Romita Sr.
Wow, I didn't realize he started that early.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I guess that makes sense. He's on
Sometimes
Daredevil before
these
he jumps into
modules are
Spider-Man.
messed up and they will get certain questions wrong, but hopefully that's not wrong.
No, I guess that makes sense because he's doing Daredevil before he jumps over to Spider-Man.
That was going to be my guess. I thought that's what it was, but you know that stuff better than I do.
I wonder when Colan comes on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I've never read any Colan stuff, but he's always, whenever we do like the big anniversary issues, he's one of the artists that shows up. So I know he's worked on Daredevil and it's important.
Where is Wundagore Mountain? Serbia, Germany, Transia, or Simcaria? I'm pretty sure it's in a made-up country, so it's not going to be Germany. Almost positive it's made up. You know this? I'm not asking you to tell me. I'm wondering if you know it.
I'll tell you where I think it is when after you finish. But I don't know offhand.
My guess is Transia.
Okay.
That's my guess. Let's see if I'm right.
My guess is Germany.
I'm right.
Okay.
Bam! So one more, and I am declared the official
Because that's
winner.
connected to Scarlet Witch,
Okay.
and her dad's German. He's not dad anymore.
Yeah, but usually we don't do. Well, maybe we sometimes do made-up places inside of real countries.
Yeah.
But I was pretty sure that was a made-up country.
You're right.
But yeah, I've gotten lucky with a couple of mine. I've gotten all mine right so far, but they weren't all things that I immediately knew. Who is Reverend Craig? Minister who officiated at Scott and Jean's wedding, minister who persecuted Wolfsbane, minister who advocated mutant rights, or member of William Stryker's Purifiers?
Boy,
Good luck, sir!
I don't think it's the Wolfsbane one. I'm gonna go with Strikers because that feels like a thing that you would do as like especially in the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd have like a hillbilly like Reverend Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay.
I'm probably wrong.
Nope.
Well, ooh.
It is Wolfsbane. Unfortunate.
I know she's got a whole thing with priests, but I didn't know what the priest's name was.
I know nothing about Wolfsbane. I would not have gotten that right either.
I only know Wolfsbane because she's in Peter David's X Factor, but she primarily comes from New Mutants, which I've not read.
Oh, okay. Eric, this is for the win, potentially. Which of... I won't get this.
For the dub, which stands for W, which stands for win. Not mine.
I should hope not. Which of Ghost Rider's foes first appeared as one of Iron Man's enemies in Tales of Suspense 51?
I know the answer to this.
Well, I'm going to try to answer it. Blackout, Scarecrow, The Orb, or Snowblind. I'm going to go with Blackout. That's going to be my guess. I am wrong.
It's Scarecrow.
It's Scarecrow. Okay. I mean, I knew there was a Marvel Scarecrow, but I didn't know where he came from.
He's cool.
I've only seen him in a trading card. No, not true. He was also in Amalgam, because they had that one panel that had both Scarecrows in it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other thing. That's the other place I've seen him. That's what I know about Scarecrow. Is that there's a Scarecrow. Eric.
There's a bunch of villains that are other people's villains that show up in Iron Man, like Thanos.
Weirdly, they put. This is on random. They made your question 2 after the one I just.
That's nice.
Where did Tony Stark attend college, starting at the age of 15? Harvard, Stanford, California Institute of Technology, or Massachusetts Institute of Technology?
I should know this, but I don't. I'm going to guess Harvard, because that seems like an easy pull, right?
Okay. I would have assumed it would have the word technology in it.
Okay.
And it does.
Is
It's
it?
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Yeah. That's a weird place for him to go to.
I mean, it's still up north, but...
Yeah.
Okay, 94.
Once again for the W, which stands for W, which stands for win.
I just cringe every time he says it. Where does that come from?
Apparently that's just a thing,
Oh,
but I saw
weird.
it on a reality TV show that was like a fantasy thing, and this guy goes, I'm going for the dub, which stands for W, which stands for win. And I was like, Jesus.
Got the check. Which Marvel hero guest starred in Search for the Submariner in Fantastic Four 27? Captain America, Giant Man, Doctor Strange, or Spider-Man? I've read about that issue. I've never actually looked at it. Boy, I don't even have a good educated guess. I'm gonna say Captain America, but it's probably wrong. No, it's Doctor Strange. That was my second guess, but it wasn't an educated guess.
I was going to guess Spider-Man, so.
I just couldn't picture it with Giant Man, so figured it probably wasn't Giant Man.
I was like, well, Spider-Man, Human Torch hang out. Like, maybe that's that.
Giant Man's giant, and he's just going and looking for things. And that's
Just walking through the
an
ocean.
amusing mental picture. I don't see him, but I might have crushed him. What did Cable...
That's Liefeld art.
It is. It is. He attempted 1 foot. He attempted a single
Wow, how do you do on that foot?
Look, it looks like he traced it. No, I'm sorry. Look, that's the Liefeld art that Eric is talking about. We do this a lot. We'll crack books open, and then we'll stare at a picture for 20 seconds. Never show it to you.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not a good foot. That's a bad foot.
That's a bad foot, yeah. But that's what his feet look like. What did Cable originally call his team of mercenaries? Mutant Liberation Front, Wild Pack, Six Pack, or Dark Riders?
Wild Pack.
Yeah, I know that.
It's the Wild Man of Borneo. So I'm at 4 now? Or
You're
3?
at 3, and I'm
man.
at 4. Yeah,
I'm
you
just
still got
sucking
2 more to
eggs.
go. Oh, Borneo, sweet Borneo. If you wanted a snack, you just reached up into a tree and plucked it. Not like here, 65 cents for a candy bar? What are you, nuts? 1683. Which enemy of the FF combated the Hulk in Incredible Hulk 143 to 144? Blastar, Psycho Man, Dragon Man, or Doctor Doom?
I have a guess.
Two issues. I'm gonna go with Dragon Man.
My guess would have been Dr. Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Because they
It is Dr. Doom. Yeah. I
used,
just figured that was too obvious. But being 2 issues, that's why I was like, it's probably Dr. Doom, but then I didn't go with it.
They used to say that like every Marvel hero, like, to prove their salt within their first 10 issues,
That's
has
right.
to fight Dr.
Yeah, Spider-Man did it.
But I guess that's not... Well, because Hulk takes over another book, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah, I think so.
Because, I mean, that's not his first issue. That's, you know, almost 150 in.
Yeah, but I think
I wasn't thinking about
he
that
takes
logic.
over a book. Because I think he has like 1 to 10, and then he takes over a book. I might. Dan would know this. Dan's a bigger Hulk than I am.
Takes somebody else's numbers? Interesting.
Well, it's not like another hero. It's like you know, weird tales or something.
Yeah, okay.
Tales to Astonish, something.
Eric, what is the Abomination's native country? Hungary, U.S., Soviet Union, or Yugoslavia?
Pretty sure it's Soviet Union.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
I thought he was American.
He isn't.
No, it's Yugoslavia. Okay.
Oh, it's Yugoslavia. Because in the movie they're like, no, isn't he British or something? Yeah, he's like.
I just didn't know what it was in the comics.
He's like, because they want him to be American.
No, you're right. He's British.
They cast a British guy, so they're like, well, he was born in Russia, raised in England.
That's real convoluted. Okay, who was... Wow, we just can't get a win here. Who was not one of the exiles allied with Red Skull in Captain America 102 to 104? I've never read that stuff. Cadavis, Artem Zola, Iron Man Hauptmann. That's got to be a mistake. What does that mean? And General Ching.
No, it's probably him, right? The one you think is a mistake?
It's Iron Man.
It's who is not
Hauptmann.
allied?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
have a guess.
I have no idea. I'm going to go with Zola.
I'm pretty sure it's Zola because...
Yeah, I'm right.
Jack Kirby doesn't create Zola till his second run on Captain America, that's way later.
Dude, I won that. That's really
You did?
exciting.
You did?
Yay! Cool, that was fun. All right, well, that is going to do it for the introduction and trivia and stuff. Oh, we should probably do fan art real quick. I forgot about that. Eric, today's fan art comes from...
It has been 3 weeks. It's easy to forget.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know how the show works anymore. We're going to need, like, we need a teleprompter for this show, or maybe, like, a giant whiteboard, and we can just be like, yes, that's right. I mean, I keep notes here, but it clearly doesn't help. Eric, our fan art for today comes from Blake Myers, and he did a digital picture for kind of a logo he made up for the second season of Daredevil. He did like a Daredevil skull.
That's pretty cool.
For Punisher. Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. That could be a t-shirt.
That could be a t-shirt.
That's not a bad t-shirt. So good job, Malik. That's pretty cool. He's been trying his hand a lot lately with digital art, and he's been doing some guest art for the channel. Which is cool. Every time he requests something or is really excited about something, he draws it for me and asks me if I'll use it. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, so we're gonna move on now, folks, in the playlist to Geeks Not Nerds. We're gonna jump right to that. We didn't have a whole lot of new acquisitions this time. My main new acquisition is a new camera, and I've been buying a lot of other stuff lately because we need
can't
a
see
new
it
camera.
because that's impossible.
Right, because that's unless we had a mirror behind us.
And I got the third volume of the Spider-Man Omnibus, so I now have all of the Stanley.
That's exciting.
Omnibus, yeah.
Dan and I are hoping to get more of that this summer. We just haven't gotten to it yet. We've been talking about it. We were hoping to do some of that this week, but he's having to move apartments, which is funny because
that's impressive.
What's that?
Physically moving apartments.
Right? Yeah, he's got. It's just boxes, really. You know, it's just kind of like a big bookshelf, and you just take a crane. No, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Dan is he's just moving like down the street, so they're literally just picking up boxes and walking them over to his new apartment.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. So anyway, but we're gonna try to do some of that soon. But more new acquisitions probably next time. But anyway, I want to say thanks to our patrons for helping us buy the camera, because that was one of our big goals, and we didn't quite reach that goal before it became absolutely essential to get the camera. So went ahead and did that, because otherwise we'd be on a webcam right now. More than likely, we had some technical difficulties with the last camera. We'd had that for a really long time, so it was time to trade up. But I imagine most folks can't even tell. I think the film quality and everything is really, really similar.
Yeah.
And it was a less expensive camera than the last one, and it has more features and is a little bit nicer. I could be shooting in 4K right now, but that seems sort of pointless on YouTube, so I'm not. The export time would be insane if I did that. But I do have a 4K camera now, so that's exciting. waiting for when and if that ever comes up. Anyway, we're going to move on now to Geeks on Nerds, so if you're watching this in the playlist, just let it move along, and otherwise you can click on the link in the description for the playlist, and you can find the rest of the videos that will not go live yet, and some of them even for another 2 or 3 weeks. So if you want to see everything that we recorded for tonight's mega show, you can check that out in the Omnibus playlist. Are you ready to move on, sir?
I'm ready
All right,
to
here we
move
go.
on.
Here comes Geeks Not Nerds.